Hey everyone, Namaste, Ni Hao, and welcome back to Ajay Joshi Chemicals. I'm making this video straight away from Taipei, Taiwan. I'm here for some work. Actually, we are in the process of identifying a vendor for electronic chemicals. So I'm visiting a couple of players here. This is a project I'm doing for an American chemical player. So pretty interesting. We spent a lot of days in other provinces of Taiwan last week, and this week and next week I'm in Taipei. So today I have some time. I just wrapped up my meeting in the morning, so I thought let me make a quick video. A very important video because we have always talked about China plus one phenomenon in the past, but now for the past 1.5 to 2 years, Europe plus one is somehow happening. The big chemical plants in Europe are getting shut because they are not able to keep up with the increased cost of production ever since the Russia-Ukraine war has started. Also, the regulations, the carbon credit program in Europe are cruel. So profitability has also become an issue with a lot of chemical players who have assets in the European region. A lot of chemical companies from Europe are either moving their assets to China or other parts of Asia or to cheaper locations like Southern America, or some of them are getting permanently shut down. So in today's video, we are going to assess how few Indian chemical players can emerge out to be big winners of this Europe plus one phenomena. Important disclaimer as always that this video is only for educational and informational purposes. So let's start this video on Europe plus one and key Indian chemical players who are going to get benefited from this phenomenon. First of all, why Indian chemical companies will benefit from this European situation where most of the assets are getting shut down because of increased cost of production. Firstly, India has price arbitrage. Our cost of production, our labor cost, our regulations, our carbon credit programs are extremely frugal. So the cost to produce any chemical is much cheaper in India than it is in the European market at current. Second, when the supplies from the European market disrupts or comes to a halt, when they come to a halt, of course there's going to be a supply shortage in the global market, and then Indian players will benefit. The recent development we can all see in the polyol plant. Now polyols are essential parts of the polyurethane system houses, polyurethanes which are used in our automotive industry for seating, cushioning, for our mattresses at home, as well as for insulation. So a lot of polyurethane companies from Europe have been shutting down their capacity because they have not been able to keep up with the cost. Now polyurethane space globally used to be highly consolidated. It used to be Dow, it used to be BASF, it used to be Wanhua from China, but now Dow is shutting down its Belgium plant. By next year mid they will shut down their plant. So in this situation, companies like Manali Petrochem from India, they will benefit largely because they are one of the few producers in India. So of course there is going to be supply tightening and prices will stabilize, prices will probably improve. This will give Manali an edge to cater to the export market. Also domestically also, Manali will be able to sell at a higher price to the auto companies, to the mattress companies, to the white goods companies. Similarly, another big plant shutdown which is coming, I think by 2027, is this INEOS closure in Germany. So their chloralkali plant, their PVC, their ethylene cracker, they are shutting down that. So in that situation, our chloralkali companies will benefit, Reliance, Gale, these companies will benefit. So similar phenomenon has been happening. By 2027, 2028, if the Russia-Ukraine situation continues, then Dow, Lyondell, all these big giants will further shut down their ethylene cracker, their olefin production. So then Reliance, ONGC, Petro Addition Limited, Gale, these companies will benefit hugely. So this whole Euro plus situation is not temporary. It is going to stay because there is an issue. Why European companies are selling assets like Last week, it was in the public news also that BASF is divesting its auto refinish coating business. Again, not able to keep up with the cost of production in Europe. Most of their supplies for auto refinish coating, these chemicals, they come from their European sites. They have not been able to keep up. They sold a few years back their construction chemicals business. Again, they were not able to keep up with the cost because they had an increased competition from China as well as India in the construction segment. You look at the pigment companies, you look at Hubac getting bankrupt and selling its assets to Sudarshan, an Indian company. So in Europe, this thing has been happening, but now it's a snowball effect. As the snowball, rolls down and down further, it becomes bigger and bigger. So I think going forward, Indian companies in the polyol, polyurethane space, companies like Manali, they will benefit largely. Companies in the chlor-alkali space, where I always say it's a charity business, pricing is so volatile. With the plants getting shut down by 2026 and 2027 mid in the European side, whether it is INEOS or other companies, companies like Tata, companies like GACL, they will see stable pricing going forward. For their chlor-alkali businesses. Another big business that is going to get benefited in India is epoxy. So companies like Atul, because a lot of epoxy resin manufacturers in Europe are also getting shut because they have not been able to keep up with the cost. So now this Europe plus one situation is here. I don't know, we should call it Europe plus one because in this customers are not moving away from Europe, but rather suppliers in Europe are not able to cater to the market because of increased cost of production. So it's, you can say, Europe going away or some other term you can coin, but this is happening. So I just wanted to cover this in my meetings also, here with the clients. This topic came up, that how European chemical suppliers have become less competitive, non-competitive. Earlier, customers would still pay some premium because it is coming from BASF, it is coming from Leondel, it is coming from European companies, so quality is there, reliability is there. But now that premium has become much higher, so customers are now moving away from these European brands, European chemical companies. So this situation is here to stay. So yeah, I just wanted to share my views because I think that this has been happening for the past 1.5 to 2 years, and it will continue to happen till 2030, and Indian chemical players will definitely benefit from this situation. With this, let me wrap up today's this quick video, and I will see you soon with a new video. Tab tak ke liye, namaste and Jai Hind.